Are your knees screaming every time you get out of a chair? Do your joints feel stiff in the morning, like they've aged 10 years overnight? If you're over 60, this probably sounds familiar. You stretch, you stand, you walk, and your joints argue with you every step of the way. But what if I told you? Real relief might be sitting right in your kitchen right now. In today's video, I'll show you 5 powerful foods that can help relieve joint pain, almost instantly. Not pills, not injections, just real food backed by real science. But before we dive in, if you care about staying strong, mobile, and pain-free after 60, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. That way, you won't miss any of our upcoming videos filled with proven tips to help you feel better and move better every single day. Now, before we get to the foods, let's talk about why joint pain becomes such a common issue for men over 60, and why what you eat can either make it worse or make it better. Let's face it, aging comes with a price. And for many men, that price shows up right in the knees, hips, hands, and lower back. But why exactly does joint pain become so common after 60? Well, there isn't just one reason. It's a perfect storm of changes happening inside your body. First, your cartilage starts to wear down. Cartilage is that smooth, rubbery tissue that cushions your joints. Think of it like the shock absorber in a car. When it's thick and healthy, movement feels smooth. But over time, your body makes less of it. And what's left starts to dry out, crack, and wear away. No cushion means more bone-on-bone grinding. And that means pain. Second, your joints start to lose lubrication. When you were younger, your joints were like oiled hinges. They moved without a sound. But after 60, the fluid that keeps your joints moving smoothly, called synovial fluid, starts to decrease. And just like a rusty hinge, your joints begin to creak, pop, and resist movement. Third, and this one's big, inflammation starts to take over. Now, some inflammation is normal. It's how your body heals. But chronic, low-grade inflammation, the kind caused by poor diet, stress, or lack of movement, is like a slow fire burning inside your joints. And it doesn't just cause pain, it actually breaks down cartilage even faster. Let's not forget hormonal changes. After 60, your testosterone levels drop, and that can lead to muscle loss, slower recovery, and more joint stiffness. When the muscles around your joints get weaker, those joints have to carry more of the load. And over time, that extra pressure wears them down faster. Finally, there's wear and tear from your earlier years. Maybe you worked a physical job, played sports, or just lived an active life. All of that motion over the years takes its toll. And for some men, injuries that happened decades ago are now coming back as daily pain. So yes, joint pain after 60 is common. But that doesn't mean it's inevitable. Because what science is showing now is powerful. The foods you eat can either fuel the inflammation that destroys your joints, or they can help cool it down, rebuild cartilage, and lubricate those joints again, naturally. And that's exactly what we're going to cover in the next part of this video. The 5 best foods to fight back against joint pain, starting with the one that's probably already in your fridge. 1. Fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. Let's start with one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory foods on the planet, fatty fish. Fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and trout are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, essential fats that your body cannot produce on its own. Here's the key. Omega-3s have been shown to reduce joint stiffness, swelling, and morning pain, especially in people with osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. They work by turning off inflammatory enzymes in your body, the same ones that chew away at your cartilage. In fact, studies show that people who eat oily fish 2 to 3 times per week report less joint pain and better mobility, even without medications. How to use it? Aim for 2 to 3 servings of salmon, sardines, or mackerel per week. If you can't eat fish regularly, consider a high-quality fish oil supplement with EPA and DHA. Grill it, bake it, or toss it on a salad. Just don't deep fry it. 2. Tart cherries or 100% tart cherry juice. Now this one surprises a lot of people. Tart cherries and their juice are natural joint pain relievers. What makes them so special? They're packed with anthocyanins, powerful plant compounds that reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which are major drivers of joint pain. In one clinical trial, older adults with knee osteoarthritis who drank tart cherry juice daily for 6 weeks saw significant pain reduction and improved joint function. How to use it? Drink 1 glass, about 8 Oz, of unsweetened tart cherry juice daily, especially after physical activity. Or add frozen tart cherries to your smoothies or oatmeal. Make sure you use tart cherries, not sweet ones. They're more potent. 3. Turmeric and ginger. Next up, a spice duo that works like natural ibuprofen: turmeric and ginger. These ancient roots have been used for centuries to reduce inflammation and improve joint health. The active ingredient in turmeric, curcumin, has been shown in studies to be as effective as over-the-counter pain relievers for reducing arthritis pain. And ginger contains compounds called gingerols that also block inflammatory pathways in the body. How to use it? Make a turmeric ginger tea by simmering fresh slices in hot water for 10 minutes. Sprinkle turmeric and ginger powder into soups, stir-fries, or roasted vegetables. For stronger results, consider a curcumin supplement with black pepper extract, which boosts absorption. 4. Dark leafy greens: spinach, kale, Swiss chard. When it comes to joint health, your greens matter more than you think. Spinach, kale, collard greens, and Swiss chard are rich in vitamin K, magnesium, and antioxidants that help protect cartilage and reduce oxidative damage in the joints. Vitamin K, in particular, helps your body regulate calcium, preventing it from building up in joints where it doesn't belong. They also provide natural detox support, which helps clear out inflammation-triggering toxins. How to use it? Add a handful of spinach to your breakfast eggs or morning smoothie. Use kale or Swiss chard in a stir-fry or salad. Aim for at least 1 cup of leafy greens per day. 5. Walnuts and flax seeds. Finally, we've got plant-based power: walnuts and flax seeds. These are excellent vegetarian sources of omega-3s, plus they're rich in magnesium and fiber, all of which help lower inflammation and support healthy joints. Flax seeds also contain lignans, which are compounds that support hormonal balance. Another important factor for joint health as men age. And walnuts? They're great for bone strength, helping your joints by supporting the structure around them. How to use it? Add crushed walnuts to your oatmeal, yogurt, or salad. Sprinkle ground flaxseed into smoothies, soups, or even over rice. Just make sure to use ground flaxseed, not whole, so your body can absorb the nutrients. So those are 5 powerful foods that can help ease joint pain naturally, without relying on medications. But while these foods can help reduce inflammation, there are also some foods that do the exact opposite. They actually make joint pain worse. Let's talk about those, and what you should avoid if you want to stay pain-free. Now that we've covered the foods that help reduce joint pain, it's just as important to talk about the foods that can make your pain worse. Because the truth is, what you remove from your diet can be just as powerful as what you add. Let's take a look at the biggest offenders. 1. Refined sugar. Sugar is one of the most inflammatory ingredients in the modern diet. When you eat foods high in added sugar, like pastries, sodas, candy, or even that morning donut, your blood sugar spikes. This leads to a surge of inflammatory chemicals in your body, which often settle in your joints. Over time, too much sugar can cause or worsen joint swelling, stiffness, and even accelerate cartilage breakdown. What to do instead? Cut down on sugary drinks and snacks. Red labels. Sugar hides under names like corn syrup, maltose, dextrose, and cane juice. Use natural alternatives like fruit, stevia, or monk fruit in moderation. 2. Processed and fried foods. That crispy fried chicken or store-bought frozen pizza may taste good, but they're filled with trans fats and advanced glycation end products. Ages. These substances have been directly linked to increased joint inflammation and a higher risk of arthritis flare-ups. In fact, studies show that regular consumption of fried or highly processed foods is associated with more pain and less mobility in older adults. What to do instead? Cook at home with olive oil or avocado oil instead of deep frying. Swap processed meals with whole foods, roasted meats, steamed vegetables, brown rice. If it comes in a box with more than 5 ingredients, it's probably best to skip it. 3. White flour and refined carbs. Foods made with white flour, like white bread, white rice, crackers, and pasta, are stripped of fiber and nutrients. They act like sugar in your body, spiking blood sugar and feeding inflammation. They can also promote weight gain, which puts more pressure on your joints, especially your knees and hips. What to do instead? Switch to whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, whole wheat bread, or oats. Look for 100% whole grain on the label, not just multi-grain. Add fiber-rich foods like legumes and veggies to slow blood sugar spikes. 4. Processed meats. Hot dogs, sausages, deli meats, and bacon may be staples in many American diets, but they're full of preservatives, sodium, and nitrates, which are known to increase inflammation. These additives stress your immune system and can trigger joint flare-ups, especially in people with arthritis. What to do instead? Choose lean, fresh meats like chicken breast, turkey, or wild-caught fish. Avoid smoked or cured meats when possible. Add more plant-based protein sources like lentils, beans, and tofu. 5. Excessive alcohol. A glass of red wine here and there is one thing. But drinking alcohol regularly, especially in excess, has been shown to increase inflammation, dehydrate your joints, and interfere with the absorption of key joint nutrients like calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D. In men over 60, alcohol also lowers testosterone further, which can weaken muscles and bones, adding even more strain on your joints. What to do instead? Limit yourself to no more than 1 drink per day or take regular alcohol-free breaks. Stay hydrated with water, herbal teas, or natural fruit-infused water. If you do drink, pair it with a healthy meal and stay under control. So now you know what to watch out for. These common foods may be sitting in your kitchen right now, silently fueling the pain in your joints. But don't worry, it's not just about restriction. Coming up next, I'll show you how to combine the 5 powerful joint-friendly foods we talked about earlier into simple daily meals you can enjoy, without stress, without guesswork, and without spending hours in the kitchen. Let's take a look at how to build a pain-fighting plate after 60. Knowing which foods support your joints is one thing, but knowing how to actually include them in your daily meals, that's where real change begins. Let's go through a full day of eating that's simple, realistic, and designed to naturally reduce joint pain. Start the day right. Breakfast doesn't have to be complicated to be effective. A bowl of warm oatmeal topped with ground flaxseed, a few walnuts, and a handful of tart cherries is one of the best ways to reduce inflammation first thing in the morning. This combination supports joint lubrication, reduces swelling, and keeps you energized. If you like coffee or tea in the morning, try adding a pinch of ground turmeric or ginger. It gives a subtle flavor and a big anti-inflammatory boost. Build a stronger lunch. For your midday meal, think fresh and filling. Try grilled salmon or mackerel with a side of leafy greens like spinach or kale. Add a little olive oil and lemon for flavor, and maybe a spoonful of brown rice or quinoa for fiber and steady energy. This type of lunch supports your joints with healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals, all without weighing you down or spiking your blood sugar. And remember, leftover fish from dinner works great in a wrap or salad the next day. A smarter snack. If you need something between lunch and dinner, reach for something that calms inflammation, not fuels it. A small handful of walnuts or a glass of tart cherry juice can help control afternoon pain or stiffness. You could even enjoy a few flaxseed crackers with hummus for something savory and satisfying. These snacks also help you avoid processed junk that triggers inflammation and joint discomfort. Evening nourishment that helps you sleep and heal. Dinner is a great time to double down on healing foods, especially since your body does most of its recovery while you sleep. Start with a simple soup made with vegetables, garlic, turmeric, and ginger. Add some leafy greens and lean protein, baked salmon, turkey breast, or even tofu. Pair that with sweet potatoes or another slow-digesting carb, and you've got a meal that nourishes your joints and muscles. If you're still hungry later, try a warm glass of turmeric almond milk before bed. It's soothing, calming, and packed with joint-supportive compounds. Consistency matters more than perfection. The truth is, you don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Start by including just one of these foods in one meal each day. Once that becomes second nature, add another. By the end of the week, you'll notice the difference. Less stiffness, easier movement, and more energy. Not because of pills, but because of what's on your plate. Coming up next, we'll wrap it all up with a clear, simple plan you can start today, and a reminder of why these small changes could mean a huge difference in how you move, feel, and live after 60. Let's wrap things up. If you're a man over 60 and dealing with joint pain, whether it's in your knees, hips, or hands, you're not alone. But the good news is, you're not stuck with it either. Today, we covered why joint pain becomes more common with age, from cartilage loss to inflammation. The foods that make things worse, like sugar, processed meats, and fried foods, and most importantly, 5 natural proven foods that help relieve joint pain almost instantly. Here's a quick recap of those 5 joint-saving foods. 1. Fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, full of omega-3s to calm inflammation. 2. Tart cherries, or 100% tart cherry juice, packed with antioxidants that reduce joint stiffness. 3. Turmeric and ginger, powerful spices that fight pain and support cartilage repair. 4. Dark leafy greens, such as spinach and kale, rich in vitamins and minerals for joint protection. 5. Walnuts and flax seeds, plant-based sources of omega-3s that keep your joints lubricated and strong. You don't need to change everything overnight. Start small. Add one of these foods to your next meal. Remove one inflammation-triggering food this week. Stay consistent, and let your body do the healing. And while you're on this journey, don't do it alone. If this video helped you, make sure to click like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss our next videos, packed with simple, science-backed tips to help you feel younger, stronger, and more confident after 60. Thank you for watching. Take care of your joints, take care of your body, and I'll see you in the next video.